Unveiling the Thug Life, the definitive biography of Tupac Amaru Shakur. Shakur was born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, Upper Manhattan, New York City. While born Lassane Parish Crooks, at age 1 he was renamed Tupac Amaru Shakur. He was named after Tupac Amaru II, a descendant of the last Incan ruler, who was executed in Peru in 1781 after his failed revolt against Spanish rule. Shakur's mother Afeni Shakur explained, "I wanted him to have the name of revolutionary, indigenous people in the world. I wanted him to know he was part of a world culture and not just from a neighborhood." Tupac's surname came from Lumumba Shakur, a Sunni Muslim, whom his mother married in November 1968. Their marriage fell apart when it was discovered that Lumumba was not Tupac's biological father. Shakur had an older stepbrother, Maprim Komani Shakur, and a half-sister, Sekua Shakur, 2 years his junior. In the 1980s, Shakur's mother found it difficult to find work and she struggled with drug addiction. In 1984, his family moved from New York City to Baltimore, Maryland. He attended 8th grade at Roland Park Middle School, then 9th grade at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. He transferred to the Baltimore School for the Arts in the 10th grade, where he studied acting, poetry, jazz, and ballet. He performed in Shakespeare's plays, depicting timeless themes, now seen in gang warfare, he would recall, and as the Mouse King role in the Nutcracker Ballet. At the Baltimore School for the Arts, Shakur befriended actress Jada Pinkett, who became a subject of some of his poems. With his friend Dana "Mouse" Smith as beatbox, he won competitions as reputedly the school's best rapper. Also known for his humor, he could mix with all crowds. He listened to a diverse range of music that included Kate Bush, Culture Club, Sinead O'Connor, and U2. Upon connecting with the Baltimore Young Communist League USA, Shakur dated Mary Baldridge, who was the daughter of the director of the local chapter of the Communist Party USA. Baldridge, who was white, was described as an attractive young woman who was raised to look past color. In 1988, Shakur moved to Marin City, California, an impoverished community in the San Francisco Bay Area. In nearby Mill Valley, he attended Tamalpay High School, where he performed in several theater productions. Shakur did not graduate from high school, but he later earned his GED. Shakur began recording under the stage name MC New York in 1989. That year, he began attending the poetry classes of Layla Steinberg, and she soon became his manager. Steinberg organized a concert for Shakur and his rap group Strictly Dope. Steinberg managed to get Shakur signed by Atron Gregory, manager of the rap group Digital Underground. In 1990, Gregory placed him with the Underground as a roadie and backup dancer. In January 1991 Shakur debuted under the stage name Tupac on Digital Underground, under a new record label, Interscope Records, on the group's January 1991 single, Same Song. The song was featured on the soundtrack of the 1991 film Nothing But Trouble, starring Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, Chevy Chase, and Demi Moore. The song opened the group's January 1991 EP titled This Is an EP release, while Shakur appeared in the music video. Shakur's early days with Digital Underground made him acquainted with Randy "Stretch" Walker, who along with his brother, dubbed Majesty, and a friend debuted with an EP as a rap group and production team, Live Squad, in Queens, New York. Stretch was featured on a track of the Digital Underground's 1991 album Sons of the P, becoming fast friends. Shakur and Stretch recorded and performed together often. Shakur's second album, Strictly for My Niggaz, was released in February 1993. A critical and commercial success, it debuted at number 24 on the Pop Albums chart, the Billboard 200. In late 1993, Shakur formed the group Thug Life with Tyrus, Big Syke, Himes, Dyron, Makadoshis, Rivers, his stepbrother Maprim Shakur, and Walter, Rated R, Burns. Usually, Thug Life performed live without Tupac. Thug Life released its only album, Thug Life, Volume 1, on October 11, 1994, which is certified gold. In 1993, while visiting Los Angeles, the notorious B.I.G. asked a local drug dealer to introduce him to Shakur and they quickly became friends. The pair would socialize when Shakur went to New York or B.I.G. to Los Angeles. During this period, at his own live shows, Shakur would call B.I.G. onto stage to rap with him and stretch. Together, they recorded the songs Runnin' from the Police and House of Pain. Reportedly, B.I.G. asked Shakur to manage him, whereupon Shakur advised him that Sean Combs would make him a star. Shakur's third album, Me Against the World, was released while he was incarcerated in March 1995. It is now hailed as his magnum opus, and commonly ranks among the greatest, most influential rap albums. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold 240,000 copies in its first week, setting a then record for highest first-week sales for a solo male rapper. The lead single, Dear Mama, was released in February 1995 with Old School as the B-side. It is the album's most successful single, topping the Hot Rap Singles chart, and peaking at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. In July, it was certified platinum. It ranked number 51 on the year-end charts. The second single, So Many Tears, was released in June 1995, reaching number 6 on the Hot Rap Singles chart and number 44 on Hot 100. The final single, Temptations, was released in August 1995. It reached number 68 on the Hot 100, number 35 on the Hot R&B/Hip-Hop Singles and Tracks, and number 13 on the Hot Rap Singles. Several celebrities showed their support for Shakur by appearing in the music video for Temptations. Shakur won Best Rap Album at the 1996 Soul Train Music Awards. In 2001, it ranked 4th among his total albums in sales, with about 3 million copies sold in the U.S. Shakur's fourth album, All Eyez on Me, arrived on February 13, 1996. It was rap's first double album, meeting 2 of the 3 albums due in Shakur's contract with Death Row, and bore 5 singles. As Shakur's second album to hit number 1 on both the top R&B/Hip-Hop Albums chart and the Pop Albums chart, the Billboard 200, it sold 566,000 copies in its first week and was certified 5 times multi-platinum in April. The singles, How Do You Want It, and California Love reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Death Row released Shakur's diss track, Hit 'Em Up, as the non-album B-side to How Do You Want It. In this venomous tirade, the proclaimed, Bad Boy Killer, threatens violent payback on all things Bad Boy, B.I.G., Sean Combs, Jr. Mafia, the company, and on any in the East Coast rap scene, like rap duo Mobb Deep and rapper Chino XL, who allegedly had commented against Shakur about the dispute. All Eyez on Me won R&B/Soul or Rap Album of the Year at the 1997 Soul Train Music Awards. At the 1997 American Music Awards, Shakur won Favorite Rap/Hip-Hop Artist. The album was certified 9 times multi-platinum in June 1998, and 10 times in July 2014. Shakur's first film appearance was in the 1991 film Nothing But Trouble, a cameo by the Digital Underground. In 1992, he starred in Juice, where he plays the fictional Roland Bishop, a militant and haunting individual. Rolling Stone's Peter Travers calls him the film's most magnetic figure. In 1993, Shakur starred alongside Janet Jackson in John Singleton's romance film, Poetic Justice. Singleton later fired Shakur from the 1995 film Higher Learning because the studio would not finance the film following his arrest. For the lead role in the eventual 2001 film Baby Boy, a role played by Tyrese Gibson, Singleton originally had Shakur in mind. Ultimately, the set design includes a Shakur mural in the protagonist's bedroom, and the film's score includes Shakur's song, Hail Mary. Director Alan Hughes had cast Shakur as Sharif in the 1993 film Menace to Society but replaced him once Shakur assaulted him on set due to a discrepancy with the script. Nonetheless, in 2013, Hughes appraises that Shakur would have outshone the other actors, because he was bigger than the movie. Shakur played a gangster called Birdie in the 1994 film Above the Rim. By some accounts, that character had been modeled after former New York drug dealer Jacques Haitian Jack Agnant, who managed and promoted rappers. Shakur was introduced to him at a Queens nightclub. Reportedly, Big advised Shakur to avoid him, but Shakur disregarded the warning. Through Haitian Jack, Shakur met James Jimmy Henchman Rosemond, also a drug dealer who doubled as music manager. Soon after Shakur's death, 3 more films starring him were released: Bullet, 1996, Gridlocked, 1997, and Gang-Related, 1997. Tupac Shakur was known to have owned a 1996 Mercedes-Benz S600. This car was customized with a number of features, including a retractable sunroof, a 40-channel CB radio, a Pioneer sound system, and a Sony PlayStation gaming console. Tupac reportedly purchased the car for $125,000 just a few months before his untimely death in September 1996. On his 21st birthday, Tupac celebrated his birth by purchasing a black Jeep Cherokee. In June 1992, his Jeep Cherokee was designed as a family-driven matte finish SUV. Price $29,564, engine 4L, naturally aspirated inline, 6. Tupac Shakur's Range Rover has been his most driven ride among most of his cars, like Hummers or Rolls-Royces. While the legendary hip-hop artist was in his prime, he purchased an ivory white Range Rover. Land Rover Range Rover price $38,432, engine 3.9L, naturally aspirated V8. In his 1995 music video, To Live and Die in L.A., he was featured driving his own Jaguar XJS. Even if he did not drive much more than his Rolls-Royce, this car was pretty special for Tupac. Jaguar XJS price $29,590, engine 4.0L, turbocharged inline, 6. In late 2008, his Jaguar was sold on eBay with a price tag of $40,000 and Tupac Shakur's original signatures. His Jaguar XJS had an algae green finish with a light brown shed. One of his special cars in his garage is the 1961 Chevrolet Impala, which also got featured in his music video, To Live and Die in L.A. This car was very dear to Tupac as it symbolized West Coast culture at its peak. Shakur became close friends with Jada Pinkett while attending the Baltimore School for the Arts. Shakur helped Pinkett land her first movie role in the film Menace to Society, 1993. In turn, Pinkett secured Shakur a guest starring role on the sitcom A Different World in 1993. She appeared in his music videos, Keep Ya Head Up and Temptations. She also came up with the concept for his California Love music video and had intended to direct it, but she removed herself from the project. In 1995, Pinkett contributed $100,000 towards Shakur's bail as he awaited an appeal on his sexual abuse conviction. Pinkett later revealed that she turned down his marriage proposal while he was incarcerated at Rikers Island in 1995. Speaking about Pinkett, Shakur stated, "Jada is my heart. She will be my friend for my whole life. We'll be old together. Jada can ask me to do anything and she can have it." Pinkett said Shakur was one of my best friends. He was like a brother. It was beyond friendship for us. The type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime. Shakur befriended Treach when they were both roadies on Public Enemy's tour in 1990. He made a cameo in Naughty by Nature's music video, Uptown Anthem, in 1992. Treach collaborated with Shakur on his song, Five Deadly Venoms, and appeared in his music video, Temptations. Treach was also a speaker at a public memorial service for Shakur in 1996. Shakur and Mickey Rourke formed a bond while filming the movie Bullet in 1994. Rourke recalled that Shakur was there for me during some very hard times. Shakur had friendships with other celebrities, including Mike Tyson, Chuck D., Jim Carrey, and Alanis Morissette. In April 1996, Shakur said that he, Morissette, Snoop Dogg, and Suge Knight were planning to open a restaurant together. On April 29, 1995, Shakur married his then-girlfriend Keisha Morris, a pre-law student. Their marriage was annulled 10 months later. In November 1993, Shakur and 2 other men were charged in New York with sodomizing a woman in Shakur's hotel room. The woman, Ayanna Jackson, alleged that after she performed oral sex on Shakur at the public dance floor of a Manhattan nightclub, she went to his hotel room a later day, when Shakur, record executive Jacques, Haitian Jack Agnant, Shakur's road manager Charles Fuller and an unidentified 4th man apprehended and forced her to perform non-consensual oral sex on each of them. Shakur was also charged with illegal possession of a firearm as 2 guns were found in the hotel room. Interviewed on the Arsenio Hall show, Shakur said he was hurt that a woman would accuse me of taking something from her, as he had been raised in a female household and surrounded by women his whole life. On December 1, 1994, Shakur was acquitted of 3 counts of sodomy and the associated gun charges, but convicted of 2 counts of first-degree sexual abuse for forcibly touching the woman's buttocks in his hotel room. Jurors have said the lack of evidence stymied a sodomy conviction. Shakur's lawyer characterized the sentence as out of line with the groping conviction and the setting of bail at $3 million as inhumane. Shakur's accuser later filed a civil suit against Shakur seeking $10 million for punitive damages, which was subsequently settled. On October 31, 1993, Shakur was arrested in Atlanta for shooting 2 off-duty police officers, brothers Mark Whitwell and Scott Whitwell. The Atlanta police claimed the shooting occurred after the brothers were almost struck by a car carrying Shakur while they were crossing the street with their wives. As they argued with the driver, Shakur's car pulled up and he shot the Whitwells in the buttocks and the abdomen. However, there are conflicting accounts that the Whitwells were harassing a black motorist and uttered racial slurs. According to some witnesses, Shakur and his entourage had fired in self-defense as Mark Whitwell shot at them first. Shakur was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. Mark Whitwell was charged with firing at Shakur's car and later with making false statements to investigators. Scott Whitwell admitted to possessing a gun he had taken from a Henry County police evidence room. Prosecutors ultimately dropped all charges against both parties. Mark Whitwell resigned from the force 7 months after the shooting. Both brothers filed civil suits against Shakur. Mark Whitwell's suit was settled out of court, while Scott Whitwell's $2 million lawsuit resulted in a default judgment entered against the rapper's estate in 1998. In 1994, Shakur was arrested in Los Angeles, when he was stopped by police on suspicion of speeding. Police found a semi-automatic pistol in the car, a felony offense because a prior conviction in 1993 in Los Angeles for carrying a concealed firearm. On April 4, 1996, Shakur was sentenced to 120 days in jail for violating his release terms and failing to appear for a road cleanup job, but was allowed to remain free awaiting appeal. On June 7, his sentence was deferred via appeals pending in other cases. On August 22, 1992, in Marin City, Shakur performed outdoors at a festival. For about an hour after the performance, he signed autographs and posed for photos. A conflict broke out and Shakur allegedly drew a legally carried Colt Mustang but dropped it on the ground. Shakur claimed that someone with him then picked it up when it accidentally discharged. About 100 yards, 90 meters, away in a schoolyard, Eyez Walker Teal, a boy aged 6 on his bicycle, was fatally shot in the forehead. Police matched the bullet to a .38 caliber pistol registered to Shakur. His stepbrother Maurice Harding was arrested in suspicion of having fired the gun, but no charges were filed. Lack of witnesses stymied prosecution. In 1995, Eyez's mother filed a wrongful death suit against Shakur, which was settled for about $300,000 to $500,000. On the night of September 7, 1996, Shakur was in Las Vegas, Nevada, to celebrate his business partner Tracy Danielle Robinson's birthday and attended the Bruce Seldon vs. Mike Tyson boxing match with Suge Knight at the MGM Grand. Afterward in the lobby, one of Knight's associates spotted Orlando "Baby Lane" Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip, and told Shakur he had tried to rob them earlier that year. The hotel's surveillance footage shows the ensuing assault on Anderson. Shakur soon stopped by his hotel room and then headed with Knight to his death row nightclub, Club 662, in a black BMW 750iL sedan, part of a larger convoy. At about 11 p.m. on Las Vegas Boulevard, bicycle-mounted police stopped the car for its loud music and lack of license plates. The plates were found in the trunk, and the car was released without a ticket. At about 11:15 p.m. at a stoplight, a white, four-door, late-model Cadillac sedan pulled up to the passenger side and an occupant rapidly fired into the car. Shakur was struck 4 times, once in the arm, once in the thigh, and twice in the chest with one bullet entering his right lung. Shards hit Knight's head. Frank Alexander, Shakur's bodyguard, was not in the car at the time. He would say he had been tasked to drive the car of Shakur's girlfriend, Kid Ada Jones. Shakur was taken to the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada where he was heavily sedated and put on life support. In the intensive care unit on the afternoon of September 13, 1996, Shakur died from internal bleeding. He was pronounced dead at 4:03 p.m. The official causes of death are respiratory failure and cardiopulmonary arrest associated with multiple gunshot wounds. Shakur's body was cremated the next day. Members of the Outlaws, recalling a line in his song, Black Jesus, although uncertain of the artist's attempt at a literal meaning, chose to interpret the request seriously, smoked some of his body's ashes after mixing them with marijuana. In 2002, investigative journalist Chuck Phillips, after a year of work, reported in the Los Angeles Times that Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip, having been attacked by Suge and Shakur's entourage at the MGM Hotel after the boxing match, had fired the fatal gunshots, but that Las Vegas police had interviewed him only once, briefly, before his death in an unrelated shooting. Phillips's 2002 article also alleges the involvement of Christopher, Notorious B.I.G. Wallace and several within New York City's criminal underworld. Both Anderson and Wallace denied involvement, while Wallace offered a confirmed alibi. Music journalist John Leland, in the New York Times, called the evidence inconclusive. In 2011, via the Freedom of Information Act, the FBI released documents related to its investigation which described an extortion scheme by the Jewish Defense League, classified as a right-wing terrorist group by the FBI, that included making death threats against Shakur and other rappers, but did not indicate a direct connection to his murder. On July 18, 2023, the Las Vegas Police Department executed a search warrant in connection with Shakur's murder. On September 29, 2023, the AP reported that Las Vegas police had arrested a suspect, Dwayne Keith D. Davis, in Shakur's murder. Police had 2 months previously served a search warrant at his wife's home in the Las Vegas suburb of Henderson. Davis pleaded not guilty on November 2, 2023, in Las Vegas. In 1997, Shakur's mother founded the Shakur Family Foundation. Later renamed the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation, or TASF, it launched with a stated mission to provide training and support for students who aspire to enhance their creative talents. The TASF sponsors essay contests, charity events, a performing arts day camp for teenagers, and undergraduate scholarships. In June 2005, the TASF opened the Tupac Amaru Shakur Center for the Arts, or TASCA, in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It closed in 2015. In 1997, the University of California, Berkeley, offered a course led by a student titled History 98, Poetry and History of Tupac Shakur. In April 2003, Harvard University co-sponsored the symposium All Eyez on Me, Tupac Shakur and the Search for the Modern Folk Hero. The papers presented cover his ranging influence from entertainment to sociology. Calling him a thug nigga intellectual, an organic intellectual, English scholar Mark Anthony Neal assessed his death as leaving a leadership void amongst hip-hop artists, as this walking contradiction helps, Neal explained, make being an intellectual accessible to ordinary people. In 2005, Death Row released on DVD, Tupac, Live at the House of Blues, his final recorded live performance, an event on July 4, 1996. In August 2006, Tupac Shakur Legacy, an interactive biography by Jamal Joseph, arrived with previously unpublished family photographs, intimate stories, and over 20 detachable copies of his handwritten song lyrics, contracts, scripts, poetry, and other papers. In 2006, the Shakur album Pac's Life was released and, like the previous, was among the recording industry's most popular releases. In 2008, his estate made about $15 million. The documentary film Tupac, Resurrection was released in November 2003. It was nominated for Best Documentary at the 2005 Academy Awards. On March 30, 2022, one of Shakur's earliest pieces of writing, an unpublished booklet of haiku poetry, was auctioned by Sotheby's estimated at $200,000 to $300,000 and hammered down at $302,400 plus buyer premium. In 2015, the Grammy Museum opened an exhibition dedicated to Shakur. In his first year of eligibility, Shakur was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on April 7, 2017. In January 2022, the exhibition Tupac Shakur, Wake Me When I'm Free opened at the Canvas at LA Live in Los Angeles. On May 16, 2023, Oakland City Council voted to name the section of MacArthur Boulevard between Grand Avenue and Van Buren Avenue, Tupac Shakur Way. On June 7, 2023, Shakur received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His half-sister, Sekiwa Set Shakur, accepted the award in his honor. Tupac Amaru Shakur's life serves as a powerful inspiration to youth through his resilience, artistic expression, and social consciousness. Despite facing adversity, poverty, and systemic challenges, Tupac rose above his circumstances, showcasing the transformative power of self-determination and talent. His insightful lyrics addressed social issues, encouraging critical thinking and activism among young audiences. Tupac's ability to navigate the complexities of fame while staying true to his principles resonates with youth, emphasizing the importance of authenticity. His legacy encourages individuals to use their voices, art, and influence to bring about positive change, fostering a spirit of empowerment and resilience among the youth. Do well to follow, comment, like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notification to encourage us to publish more contents like this. From all of us at Didactic Contents, we love you all.